Hello, let's do some stretching and strengthening. We are sitting on a chair comfortably, feet slightly wider than hip width, and feet still, toes still looking forward, maybe slightly open from the hip. Waist long, chin tucked in, and we are going to roll down slowly, one vertebra at a time. We are at the edge of the chair, front edge of the chair. And we're going to come down into this comfortable position, hanging relaxed, keeping our abs a little bit tight, but not really too much. Relax your neck, let your neck follow the lines of your spine, and relax your arms all the way down and keep holding this position. Adjust yourself until you feel comfortable and relaxed, and maybe you want to stack some books on top of each other to support your hands if you feel uncomfortable in this position and if your arms are not as low as reaching to the floor. And get your arms from the outside and pull yourself down a little bit with your arms and the legs, just holding on, and relax your head again. This part is optional. If you feel comfortable in the previous one, you can take it a little bit further, but don't push this. The longer you stay there, the longer your body is going to be relaxed. We are holding this position and pulling down gently, and then slowly engaging our abs, keeping our shoulders away from our ears, coming up to a sitting position to finish. All right, let's do some side stretches now. Turn your chair around and sit again at the front edge of the chair. Feet this time a little bit closer than the previous move. Turn your neck side to side to relax and release your shoulders and your neck. And you're going to reach with the top arm, looking at the direction of the stretch, going from one side to the other, keeping your top arm really straight, not bend in the elbow, and make this move really lateral, so you are totally on the side of your body, so you're not dipping forward or leaning backwards. You're keeping your abs tight and your waist long, and your neck is following the lines of the stretch. So don't hold your neck tight, relax it, and go with the natural flow of this movement, keeping the arm really straight at the top. And when you finish, turn your neck side to side without moving your shoulders to relax and release. Okay, now that we're done with the chair, let's put it away. And we're going to do some posture work now with our rowing exercise. So you're going to stand on the floor or on your mat. If your mat is thin, you can stay on your mat. If not, come to a harder surface that you can feel the floor underneath your feet. So hip width apart, toes facing forward, shoulders kept away from your ears, neck long, chin tucked in, abs tight, and you're pulling as if you're rowing with your arms, and you are really using some power there. So suck the muscle onto the bone and make sure that your elbows stay high throughout this move, and do not turn your shoulders forward as you are getting your arms in a straight position at the front. Pull with power and exhale, and continue doing this move, finding a nice rhythm with it and checking the other parts of your body being in good form. Abs tight, waist long, knees slightly bent so that you don't put undue tension on your lower back, and keep your chin tucked in and relax and shake your arms out to finish. All right, let's do some dynamic stretching for our arms and legs. Let's start with arms. Hip width apart with the legs, toes pointing forward. Keep your knees a little soft, abs tight, waist long, arms straight, elbows straight. Keep your ears away from your shoulders and chin tucked in. Engage your abs and start small and increase the range of motion as you go along with this exercise. And you're aiming to get your arms, straight arms, as high towards your ears as possible without sacrificing the form in your upper body, keeping your abs really, really tight so that your torso is not moving throughout this dynamic movement. And keep going before you shake out and move into the leg part. So the back leg is going to be the one which is kicking, and keep both of the legs in one straight line. Keep your waist long, abs engaged, and kick the leg at the front, again starting small and getting gradually higher and higher with the leg by keeping the waist really long. You can put your hands on your waist, you can put them in fighting stance, or you can get the opposite hand involved, trying to touch the toes or the leg as you kick. Continue doing this, keeping your waist as long as possible. Do not try to kick the leg too high if that means you're bending too much on the waist. You're trying to keep as tall as possible and trying to warm up your hips and your legs. We change sides, the same rules apply, and you're trying to keep in one straight line so the toes are facing forward. Hand positions, choose your hand positions and engage your abs and start kicking. Start slow and get gradually bigger and bigger and higher with your kicking leg. Get your other hand involved if you want to. Look straight ahead, tighten your abs, keep your waist long, and keep on kicking. Again, don't try to go higher if you're not ready for it, and if that means that you're going to lose your form in the upper body, which is very, very crucial to this move to optimize what we're trying to do here. And relax and shake out when you finish. All right, let's do our Peterson hold now. So what we're doing, again, hip width apart, toes facing forward, knees slightly bent, and waist long to start with. Shake out to get ready. Hand positions, either you're going to push your knuckles together or make a fist with one hand and push it into the palm of the other hand. Choose your hand positions. Take a deep breath in, hold it for a second, press the fist into the palm of the hand and make a teeny tiny tummy. So abs going back all the way to your spine. Hold it for a sec, and as you exhale, bulge your stomach out and exhale all the air out of your lungs. And then inhale and tighten your abs, waist long. I'm turning sideways so you can see what I'm doing here. So you're taking a deep breath in, really, really elongating your waist, teeny tiny stomach, and then exhaling and bulging it all the way out. And each time you inhale and exhale, optimize this. So inhale at the top of your lungs and exhale until you get all the air out. Keep your knees slightly soft and your shoulders away from your ears and your abs engaged, especially in the inhaling phase when you're trying to get your stomach really, really tight. When you finish, shake out. All right, let's do some arm work now to warm our arms up. Open the legs wider than hip width apart and reach up with one hand and pull with power. Look at the hand that is extending to the ceiling and follow it with your eyes as it comes down. So you're following your movement, and then we start pulling and shaking it out. Pulling and shaking it out. Reaching is very important as well, and reach with totally straight elbows, totally straight arms to the ceiling, and imagine that you're pulling something with power. So squeeze your arm muscles when you do that. Suck the muscle onto the bone and pull this imaginary weight down and shake it out. Keep your abs tight. Every time you reach up, you should feel a pull on the sides of your body so that you know you're reaching as far up as possible and shaking the palm the hand when you get down, and reach and pull and down and shake both of your arms and a little bit of your legs when you finish to relax. We're going to do spine twist standing. Now we get our feet together, toes facing forward, long waist, long neck. chin tucked in, and again, arms are really engaged. We are turning our body. We're not changing the arm position. So the arms are not getting together as you turn. When you're turning to the left, push your right hip to the opposite side so that you're not moving on your hips. If you're moving on your hips, we are losing the stretch and the twist on the rib cage and the upper body, which is the main point of this exercise. Keep your ears away from your shoulders each time you turn. Your legs are not involved at all. You're solid on the ground. You're only turning on top. So exhale and turn, inhale, come back. Get into a nice breathing pattern with this. You don't have to keep with any regimented breathing. And when you finish, shake out. We're going to do some side reaches again like we did on the chair, but this time we're standing up. So feet together, legs together, reach to one side with a straight arm on top, looking towards the side of the stretch. It's almost like you're swaying from one side to the other, but with power. So keep your waist long and make sure the move is lateral, that it's not, your body is not dipping forward or leaning backwards, and keep your arms really straight. And each time you do this, like we did with our dynamic stretches, try to get the range of motion a little bit bigger every time you bend to the side and look towards the side of the stretch. Abs tight, neck long, shoulders away from the ears. You're not shortening your neck at any point with this exercise. And finish. Again, roll your shoulders, relax, and move your feet. All right, let's do some roll downs now. Get on solid ground if you can, or if your mat is thin, you can keep there. But if your mat is a little spongier, try to get onto solid floor. Keep your knees soft, start rolling down, folding your body into itself. Chin tucked in, going down, tight abs, relax and release your arms, and slowly start wheeling your body up, keeping your abs really tight and neck long. Each time you do this, make sure that you finish it, as in you come back to the starting position. Don't rush to start the next one. Just look straight ahead when you finish one repetition before you go down. Try to keep your knees at the same bend level. Do not bend them more as you go down. The point again is not trying to reach the floor. Do what your current flexibility allows you to do. Don't force this. You're going to get looser as you go along and adjust your body accordingly. Make sure that you are doing this move with your abdominals engaged as well, and tuck your pelvis under when you're coming up to standing position, which helps the sequential move that we are trying to get on the spine. So you're tucking your pelvis under, engaging your abs, lengthening your body, lengthening your waist to come back to standing position before you go all the way down and relax and release your arms and slowly come back, trying to keep closer to your body as much as possible. And repeat. Again, relaxing, folding your body like as if you're folding a t-shirt into itself, and lengthen. And every time you do this, try to keep your shoulders away from your ears as well. So at no point your neck or your head is buried between your shoulders. And shake out at the bottom a few times when you do the last one, your last repetition. And again, abs tight, tuck your pelvis under and come up to standing with a tall back and tall neck. Let's do some planks now. Let's get into the mat and lie down on your front and put your body in the position shown, and elbows underneath the shoulders. Shake your neck out a little bit. Keep your legs a little bit apart from each other, but not too much. And interlace your fingers and push down with your hands. And come up to a plank position, keeping your body really long and extended. Look down towards the floor. Your neck should be following the lines of your spine. Keep your abs really tight. You can engage your glutes a little bit, but Do not let the glutes do the whole work. Make sure that your core is involved, in that you are tightening your abdominals and keeping your waist really, really long. And you're holding this position on your toes without moving. Breathe. Change your hand position if you need to. You can just like put them down, palms down onto the floor, and get them into fists, and stretch back into child's pose. When you finish, gently and rock a little bit and pull your arms towards your body before you uncurl and sit through. All right, let's do some swimming in tabletop, and the tabletop position. If this gives you too much trouble on your wrists, you can always lie down in the prone position, your face down, and you can do the swimming exercise lying down. Choose your position according to how you feel on the day. All right, let's get to tabletop position. Push the floor away. Make sure that your palms, your hands are really pushing down onto the mat, and you're opening opposite sides. So right leg, left arm, and reaching through. Once more, this is a move that the height is not that important, but the legs and to a degree with the arms. So try to make this really extended. We're holding a few seconds each time we open, keeping our abs tight, and make sure that this is again coming from the center of your body. You're opening from the center out and coming back and trying to put your hand and your knee exactly the same position that you started. Keep your pelvis not swaying side to side. Keep it as stable as possible, keeping your abs tight, your neck long. Look down towards a little bit front, but still down onto the mat. Your neck is long, following the lines of your spine, and you're extending with each repetition outside the center of your body, trying to reach both sides of the room, really lengthening your body. And when you finish, you're going to sit back into child's pose again. Relax your back, rock around, bring your arms towards your knees before you uncurl through the spine and sit. Let's do a cat stretch. Let's get back into our tabletop position. If your wrists are giving you any trouble, again, you can elevate them with a stack of books. Make sure that they're equal height under each hand. That might help the wrist to feel a little bit more relaxed. So the move is upward with this one. So you're trying to reach your mid back all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale as you stretch up and inhale as you come down. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. You can curl your toes underneath if it gives you cramps to feel, to keep the front of the foot down. Choose your foot position depending on how you're feeling on the day, and keep your ears away from your shoulders at all times. Do not let your neck, head tuck in before your spine pulls it. So it's like an organic thing, this is. So your spine is pulling the neck. That's when you're tucking it under a little bit. Engage your core and make it happen through the center of your body again. Keep on pushing the floor away with your hands, which would give you a nicer position on the upper body, and try to look up towards the ceiling each time you inhale. As you inhale, you come up after you stretch and stick your bum out a little bit. Exhale, stretch up, inhale, look up towards the ceiling, keeping your ears away from the shoulders. Each time, continue pushing the hands into the mat, and when you finish, get into a nice, gentle child's pose to stretch, and bring your arms to your sides and come back to sitting. We're going to do some neck stretches now on the knees. So you're kneeling down, keeping a nice alignment with the knee and the ankle, and you're holding on one side your ear and extending the opposite arm down and flexing that hand to deepen the stretch. Gently pull your head to the side, making it a lateral move totally on your side, but gently. You're not pulling with power, If you feel like you can go a little bit deeper, do so, but be very careful. Do not push this movement. It should be a nice gentle stretch around your shoulders, around your neck, at the base of your neck. And imagine that you're trying to get your ear closer to your shoulder, and don't forget to flex the opposite hand on the arm. Really try to keep it as flexed as possible. Keep your waist long and come out of every stretch gently. And turn your head now side to side without moving your shoulders. So you're only turning your head to one side, trying to look behind that shoulder and come back to center to finish. Let's start stretching our lower body. We're going to start with the runner stretch. Make sure that your ankle is directly underneath your knee and the back leg is perfectly aligned, your hip, your knee, and your ankle in one straight line. So get your hands, bend your elbows, get your hands and put them on the knees and push yourself a little bit forward on the waist. Curve your back a little bit. Look straight ahead. Don't forget, the further away the back knee from your body, the center of your body, the deeper the stretch. So arrange this accordingly on how you're feeling on the day. So if you feel you can stretch deeper, get the knee a little bit further back. Now we're moving into the second phase of this of the stretch. Find your hand position as well. You can be on your fingertips, flat hands, or you can make fists and hold yourself there in that position. And you're straightening. You're not changing anything at the front as such, but you are straightening your back leg and pushing on those toes and keeping your ears away from your shoulders. Abs a little bit engaged to make this a safer move, and extend your body. Feel your hip flexor really stretching, and don't let the front knee flare out. We are now moving to the third phase of this. We are bringing the back leg in almost 90 degrees just underneath the hip and putting the hands on the knee. Tuck your pelvis under and bend forward a little bit. The tucking is very important. The tucking, you'll find out, is going to increase and deepen the stretch on the hip flexor or the back, the side on the back leg. So really keep this position as tucked in as possible. Do not let the front knee go over the toes at no point. At any point, it shouldn't go over the toes at this stage. And come out of the stretch as carefully as always, and turn around to do the first phase of your hip flexor stretch. Get into runner stretch position. The back leg again aligned. The knee further away from me at the back leg, the bigger the stretch. Curve your spine a little bit and put your hands on your front knee. Keep your chin tucked in, abs a little bit engaged, and stay there holding this stretch, holding this position. The further away the back knee from your body, the more you push yourself forward with you curving your lower back, arching your lower back, is going to deepen the stretch. Keep holding. Don't let the front knee go over the toes. And now we are getting into the second phase of this. Make sure that the front leg is in the same position. Choose your hand positions, fingertips, flat hands, or making fists, and straighten your back leg. Ears away from the shoulders, keeping this position, engaging your core a little bit to make it a little bit safer. And really feel the stretch, extension on your back leg. Really feel extended there. Keep on, if your hands are flat, keep on pushing the floor away from you and keep holding. Don't hold your breath at any point. Your breath is wide and really, really smooth. And when you finish with this one, we're going to move into the last phase. And you're bringing your back knee closer to your body, putting your hands on your knee at the front. And you're going to tuck your pelvis under as hard as you can. Relax your shoulders, bend your elbows, and look down towards your leg, towards your knee. Don't let the knee go in or out. Keep it as parallel to your body as possible, and keep your pelvis tucked to deepen the stretch on the side of the back leg, on the hip flexor. Your hands can be closer to your body, they can be away from you a little bit. Choose your hand position again, however you're feeling on the day. And when you finish, come out of the stretch as carefully as you got into it, and get back into child's pose. Move around a little bit, move around until you feel a release on your back, and slowly uncurl through your spine and come sitting. Let's do some bridge exercises now. Lie down safely and carefully, turning sideways on the mat and lying on your back, and start moving your hips, your legs side to side. Go as deep as you feel comfortable. Bring your feet closer to your body, knees and feet slightly open hip width, and tuck your pelvis under, stick your spine down. Exhale and come up, lifting your buttocks off the floor. You come to a high position where you feel that your neck is shortened, but you have a nice opening at the front of the thighs. Your fingertips are reaching towards your feet, and they're active. So really engage your hands, engage your arms as well, and dig your feet down onto the ground. There are all these little elements that help you to get better form with every exercise. There are all these little nuances that bring these exercises together. And stick your spine down, tuck your pelvis under, come up, hold it there maybe for a second, and start coming back down again in the same sequential way. You're trying to put your vertebra one by one each time you come down, and one by one up each time you come up. So now we are lifting the buttocks and the body. Arms go over the head, arms stay behind when we go down with the spine, and then arms come back. So body up, arms behind the head, body down, arms down on your sides. Again, come into a bridge position and arms behind your head. Slowly roll your spine down, engaging your abs and tucking your pelvis under to make this move work well, and arms come and to the sides of your body. At the end of this exercise, rock your hips and pull your knees in to finish. All right, let's do 100 hold. So we're not going to do the full 100. We're just going to hold the position. So get into position, stick your spine all the way down, palms facing up, legs at 45-degree angle together, squeezing together, and hold this position. If you feel that you don't want that kind of challenge, you can bring the legs up straight towards the ceiling, making a 90-degree angle with the hip and the legs, and keep holding this position. Engage your abs. If you feel anytime when you're at the 45-degree angle that you are separating from the floor with your back, immediately bring the legs towards the ceiling and keep safe. Come down, turn your head side to side to relax and release. Let's do some single leg stretches now. So hold on to your ankle with your outside hand, eyes on the abs, and the inside hand is on the knees. Let the leg come to you. Don't pull it in with your upper body strength. Abs really, really tight, and your spine is going as close to the mat as possible, no arching. You can keep your legs low with this one if you feel that you're not arching, or you can keep them higher towards the ceiling if you feel like you're arching and you cannot control this move. The abs should be as tight as possible, and when you finish, let's do a stick spine. So stretch your body all the way out and arch your back, then stick your spine down. And continue going through this motion. Really feel you're sticking your spine down, and you really feel the arching and the releasing and the relaxing of your abs. And then come back into this little ball again. Just hug your knees into your chest for a second and wiggle before you relax them down. All right, we're going to do some spine stretch forward now, and you either rock yourself up like that or turn sideways to come up safely. You're going to sit tall on the mat with your legs in front of you, wider than hip width apart. You can keep your knees bent or straight depending on how tall you can keep your waist and how comfortable you feel keeping your legs totally straight and feet flexed. You're going to do what we did with the roll down, one vertebra at a time. You're coming down. You're not forward stretching. You're coming down slowly with your back. First your head goes down and you're rolling and folding your body down one vertebra at a time sequentially. You don't have to go really low with this one. Don't force it. Keep your abs really engaged and tight, and when you come up, always have this in mind that you're going to feel a long waist when you come to the sitting position. Keep your feet flexed and dig them onto the ground, and continue doing this, keeping your abs really engaged. Go as low as you feel comfortable, as far as you can control the move. This is not a stretch. This is a stretch and a strength move. So engage and focus on engaging your abs and your back muscles. And then up, keep your shoulders away from your ears and finish sitting comfortably. All right. Let's do our staple stretch. Shake your legs first, release and relax them. Okay, we're going to get one leg and pull it to our chest. And the other leg is straight in front of us and feet flexed. The dynamic of this move is bringing the knee closer to your body, keeping yourself at the front edges of your body, and then twisting and turning and looking behind the shoulder on the side of the bent leg. It's very important to keep a long waist, engage your abs, and keep yourself always at the front edges of your body, and keep that front foot totally flexed to add more dimensions to the stretch. Keep your ears away from your shoulders and lengthen your spine, and come out of the stretch as carefully and as controlled as you got into it. And shake your legs before you go to the other side. The same rules apply here. Feet flex at the front. Pull the knee in towards your chest first and bring yourself to the front edges of your body. Waist long, abs long, and you're trying to do your best looking behind that shoulder, keeping your neck long, chin tucked in. Do not lift your head up. Your chin is tucked in. You are making this effort. The dynamic of this move is in threefold. You're keeping yourself at the front edges of your body, pulling the knee in and twisting and turning. And when you finish, you're going to come out of the stretch as carefully as you come into the stretch, which is a very important point. And come tall. Come back tall and shake out to finish, and point your feet and go down, your chest going down on your legs to relax. All right, let's do some side stretches. So keep both of the legs together and in front of you, and tuck one leg in towards your inner thigh. If that is too deep of a stretch, then you can always keep the bent knee a little bit more open and get the foot, the sole of the foot towards your ankle even, or around your knee. Find the position that helps you. In the same way, with the hands, find a position that helps you, either holding on your toes, your ankle, your heels, your knees, whichever one gives you a nice good form without straining your back, without struggling so much. It should be always a challenge, but you should never feel like you're snapping something. So we're holding there for a second, bending our elbows, keeping the stretch, keeping your foot flexed, and again, find the position for your knees to feel comfortable and challenged but not in pain. Now the second phase of this is we are reaching down with the top arm towards the foot, and then trying to reach the toes and turning the rib cage towards the ceiling. You're either looking down towards the straight leg or turning your head and looking almost kind of underneath your armpit. Keep really, really tall on your waist, stretching out, and your hips are really solid on the ground. Do not lift the opposite hip off the floor, because that would just make the stretch pointless. And when you finish, come out of it again, long and really, really controlled, and get to the other side. First, we are finding our hand position, what is right for us, and getting our chest down onto that straight leg. And don't forget to bend the knee on the opposite side at a comfortable but challenging position. The sole of that foot in the bent leg can be closer to your ankle, closer to your knee, or closer to your groin, whichever one feels okay for you. And keep holding this position. Bend your elbows. It's always your chest going down, so don't pull yourself forward with your hands. And come out of it for following the other phases in the stretch. Now you're reaching towards the toe with the top arm and trying to reach there. You can reach maybe your toes, you can reach your ankle, your knee, it doesn't matter. As long as you feel the stretch and your form is good, you're getting the benefits of the stretch and you're optimizing it. And don't forget, do not lift your hips off the floor, which would make the stretch pointless, and reach that arm on top away from your body. Find your head position that is right for you, either turning and looking at the straight leg or looking up behind or underneath the armpit, and shake out to finish. Move our legs wider and get into position, point and flex your feet a couple of times, and hold on to one side and stretch with your hand, either on your knee, on your ankle, on your toes, on your arch, heel, whichever one feels right to you. And look towards the straight leg or the toes, and make sure that the arm on top is as straight as possible and your buttocks are both on the mat, really firmly on the mat. Do not sacrifice the stretch by trying to reach too far towards the foot and lifting the opposite hip off the floor. And again, keep the arm on top, really as stretched out and as straight at the elbows as possible. Grab your toes, your arch, your heel, your ankle, your knee, whichever one feels comfortable. It's not what it looks like, it's what it feels like. So challenge yourself with each move, each stretch, each exercise, but do not ever feel like you're hurting yourself. Come out of the stretch, stretch down a little bit, just like move around, point your feet, and slowly uncurl through your spine and come up and shake out to finish. Let's do some hamstring stretching. So we're going to sit tall, legs together, waist long, and you're going to reach down and hold on to wherever feels comfortable to you, your ankles, your knees, your thighs, and flex your feet. You're keeping your chest out, and we are contracting our muscles on the legs for 8 seconds. Really, really go for it and contract your legs. And then we are relaxing the contraction, releasing the contraction, and we are still keeping our chest high and lifting our calves off the floor and holding this position for 15 seconds. Shoulders away from the ears, waist long and flat, and come out of this move. And this time, point your feet and get your chest down onto your knees, your thighs, and relax your head and hold this position in this relax stretch position a little bit to release your hamstrings, and flex your feet to deepen the stretch a little more. Hold it there, flex as hard as you can, hold it a little bit more, and slowly uncurl through your spine, abs engage, come up to sitting to finish this one. All right, let's turn around, lie on our front of the body, our faces, and let's work on our backs a little bit. Keep your feet slightly apart from each other. If it helps your back, you can keep the legs a little bit more open and turn them out from the hip if you want to. Your arms are in the shape of a letter T, fists squeezing to your sides. So you're going to inhale, you're hovering off at this point at the start of this move. And as you inhale, you're lifting everything up, keeping your abs really engaged, your back muscles engaged. Maybe you're going to squeeze your buttocks a little bit as well. And you can change your hand position. You can keep them in your hands in fists, or you can open the fingers and reach back that way. So you're reaching away and up. You are not kind of in a volatile way coming up. You're smoothly lifting yourself off the ground, balancing on your belly and coming down. Don't forget to squeeze and engage your core throughout this move and come back and stretch into a nice child's pose. Wiggle around a little bit. Bring your arms to the front of your knees before you uncurl and sit. Let's do swan dive. Let's lie down. Keep your fingertips in front of your shoulders. Legs a little bit apart. Turn them out from the hip and hovering off the floor again. And you are rubbing your nose in almost and sequentially following the lines of your neck and your upper back and your lower back. You're lifting yourself up and retracing your steps back, and then putting everything back down in the same nice sequential motion. Keep your abs engaged, your back engaged. A little bit of squeezing the buttocks helps to lift, but do not let the buttocks, the glutes, take away from the stretch. Your back and your abs should be working. So you can just like increase the range of motion with the arms as you go along with this, but don't feel like you have to straighten your elbows and come up to a completely straight position. So each time you do this, push your hips down onto the mat, but keep your abs off the mat. And make it as sequential as possible. So your chin is lifting up, your chest, and then slowly coming back down. And again, rubbing your nose in, coming up, controlling the move with your core strength and the control of this move. And curl your toes underneath. Come back into nice relaxing child's pose and bring your arms first to your sides and then uncurl to sit up. We're going to turn around and lie down to do our twisting stretch. Lie down and bring your knee onto your chest, and then move your feet a little bit to really release and relax your foot. Open the arm on the side of the leg to the side and hold on to the top of the knee with the opposite hand and pull your body, your leg down away from the straight arm to the other side. Keep the other leg totally straight underneath you. Keep looking towards the ceiling and keep both shoulders down onto the mat. If your shoulder is coming off on the opposite side, so you need to get into a less of a stretch position. Find the position that is right for you and that you feel in control of the move, that it's still a challenge, but you're not feeling you're out of control or you're hurting in any way. Now we do it on the other side. Pull that knee down gently and keep both of the shoulders down onto the mat. Feel a nice stretch throughout your back, your sides. Keep your chin tucked in, keep your ears away from your shoulders, and keep holding the stretch. Breathing. Don't hold your breath at any point of any of these exercises. You are breathing wide and smooth, and come back to center and rock your hips, legs side to side to relax and release your hips a little bit more with this one. And come up, look at your abs, drop your shoulders, and let's do a stick spine. arch your back and stick it down and finish. We're going to do some mini crunches now. So you're going to lie down, legs together, straight in front of you, feet softly pointed, and you're going to put hands on top of each other, do not interlace them, and come up to the starting position. Your starting position is already up. So you are doing mini crunches and coming back to that starting position. So your head is never going all the way down onto the mat. You are looking at your feet or towards your feet and tightening your abs and trying to stick your spine down, and being in control of this move is very important. So it's a small thing actually. It's a really, really tiny crunch, but I want you to do your best to stay in the abs, stay in the muscle. Do not drop your head back. If you do that, if you drop your head too far back, we're going to lose the ab work that we're doing. We're accumulating the numbers so that it's more effective. You're looking towards your feet, you're engaging your abs, breathing. And the last one, hold it for a second. Hold it there. Hold it a little bit more, stick your spine down, abs really, really engaged. And then lower yourself down for a second. Bend your legs and come up again and hold in that position, trying to stick your spine down. Tuck your pelvis under and stick your spine down, breathing wide and open into the sides of your lungs. And let's just stretch out, arch your back, stick spine, and hug your knees into your chest for a second and rock your knees. All right, let's release the hips a little bit. So get the one leg at the front and cross your legs and go down, relax. And keep holding there a little bit, releasing and actively trying to relax and release your hips, and change and put the other leg at the front and cross legs again, and you're down, relaxing and releasing your hips, actively trying to be as comfortable and as loose on the hips as possible before we move into the next phase of this exercise. All right, now put the soles of your feet together, rock side to side a little to get into the move. So what we're going to do is we are going to contract our muscles both ways. So we are going to try to close the knees and push the knees out at the same time for 8 seconds, and then we're going to apply one way stretch, as in that we're going to release the knees down and only push one way with our elbows down. When you're done with this as well, you're going to hold on to your toes and gently release yourself down. Hold the stretch, hold it there, move your head side to side, relax and release your hips, and slowly come out of it. And point your feet, relax down, stretch, and come to sitting. All right, let's come up to stretch our backs a little bit more and our arms and upper body. So sit tall on the mat, keep your knees either bent or straight with feet flexed, and put your straight arms behind each buttock. Your fingertips are facing your buttocks, and stretch your shoulders really back and tuck your chin in, abs engage, chest out, arch your back a little bit, and keep really this tall position. Don't hold your breath, keep breathing and keep stretching. And when you finish, roll your shoulders and relax your shoulders, shake them out a little bit, and shake your legs too. All right, let's finish our lesson by sitting tall. So sit comfortably, knees bent, choose your hand position, waist long. Your hands can be on your knees, on your shins, underneath your knees, whichever one feels comfortable and natural to you. Keep your shoulders down and relax. We are taking deep breaths in and out, keeping our abs really tight and controlled. So each time you breathe in and out, your stomach is not bulging in and out because you're breathing with your lungs. Think about this exercise as an exercise that is bringing all the things that we've done in this lesson together. So your body is relaxed, your limbs are released, and your abs are tight, your back is strong. You're keeping a really tall position of the back and the body, chin tucked in slightly, shoulders away from the ears. We are taking 10 slow breaths and holding this position, keeping our abs really, really tight. And that's it. You're done.